Obviously the news today that we've bought the ground back from the university, what does that mean for the club?
It's tremendously positive. I think first and foremost it sets out that our long-term future is right here at Kingston Park Stadium in Newcastle. What it also means is that you can start planning on where you want to see the club in sort of 5 to 10 years time. Not just from a physical infrastructure and facilities point of view, but from everything else that goes with it.
So over the years, a lot of people have talked about if we didn't buy the ground, then we'd maybe look to move elsewhere or lease the ground again. So buying the ground, that was always our preferred option, wasn't it?
Yeah. There were three options insofar as the ground goes. With the current lease running out in summer 2017, just 2 years' time. Option one was to buy the ground, which we've managed to achieve now. The second option would have been to extend the current lease beyond 2017. And the third option, which was never our preferred route, but you always have to think about it a little, would have been to move grounds. But it's fantastic news that we're able to stay here at Kingston Park.
Okay. And you talked before about being able to make plans for the future of the club and development. What sort of things are we looking at with regards to that now that we own the stadium?
I think we've got to be realistic. I think people shouldn't expect anything to happen, certainly inside a season or possibly longer. What we have to start doing is selling out Kingston Park on a regular basis. Then the case to extend and put more capacity in, it becomes a more obvious one. But that's the first and probably the foremost priority is to start getting 10,000 in like we used to do sort of 8-10 years ago. I think beyond that, you've always got to look at what the needs of the players are. So there may well be one or two infrastructure changes that the general public, they don't see too easily, but improvements to sort of training facilities, hopefully changing rooms, possibly gym areas, which ultimately manifest themselves with better performances on the field.
Okay. In terms of things that fans will see, obviously we've not long refurbished the tap and tackle. Are there other improvements that fans will see that are ongoing with regards to their experience of the stadium?
Well, as you say, we have made a number of improvements over the last 18 months to the whole match day experience. Although the pitch is first and foremost for the players, the fans have been able to benefit as well by coming on after games, and obviously we've had a lot more community use before kick-off and on non-match days. The refurbishment of the tap and tackle and the small improvements we've made to the West Stand bar do add to the fans' match day experience. I think what we've now got to look at is how we can improve that even further. So, can we make some changes to the PA system potentially over the next year? The addition of big screens at more games and more use of that big screen are all things that are on the list. But what we've got to do is just see where we need to be, where we want to be in 5 years, and not rush into any sort of big infrastructure decisions, because what you do now has an impact on what you do several years down the line.
There's a lot in the press release that went out this morning about the community work that we'll be doing as a result of this, both with the university and through the council. So can you tell us a little bit about that with the university first and foremost, what this agreement means?
Yeah, the great news is that the university teams will be using Kingston Park Stadium even more than ever. So the men's and women's rugby union team and the men's rugby league team will be training here on a weekly basis and also playing the home games here. That's fantastic for the club because it just means more people are using the facilities during the week. Going forward as well, we'll also be entering into a community sport partnership agreement with the local authority. So even more of our award-winning community work will take place in and around Kingston Park Stadium throughout the city. That's people coming here, and it's us going out, delivering our education, our health, our social inclusion projects.